Fully alive.
I said no for alarm.
I'm plenty alive.
Great reference.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Don't do it again.
Boys, welcome back once again to Crafting a Chat.
Don't welcome me back.
What,
Thanks.
what do you mean?
Look at
I
that.
should,
Threw
I
him
should
off
welcome you
immediately.
back. Gentlemen, we have quite a bit of things to talk about tonight. We do.
We do.
Oh yeah, we
Thanks.
do.
All right.
But-
The court case ended, and I'm adopted.
Oh, thanks.
Kevin, are you drinking?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a revelation. That's
This
a
is
revelation.
Drinking Kevin, baby. We're gonna have a good show tonight, baby. Here we go.
All right, so like we
So
normally
much
start
caffeine
things
today.
off. Gentlemen, how we all feeling this lovely Tuesday afternoon or evening? I'm sorry. Oh, happy Halloween to everybody as well. It is the 31st of October. Happy
Oh
Halloween.
shit! It is.
Oh, shit.
First time I think we're doing a
Thank
podcast
you.
exactly on
No,
Halloween.
I
We
dressed
have
up
not
today,
done-
Kevin.
yeah.
You saw the pictures. Oh, Desinodo has
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I'll send them to you.
That was great.
Gentlemen,
I appreciate it.
what did we all do last week, gentlemen? Anybody want to start us off? All right, I'm gonna go first then.
Sweet.
So I have been a busy guy since I have some time off from work,
That's
and I've
bullshit.
I've been disease ridden for the last like 4 to 5 days. I have been busy keeping up with Loki. I have
yeah.
platinumed and beaten Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
Which Adam and I will talk about that.
Hell yeah, we will. Both of those.
Daddy and I have some Remnant that we need to play since the entire update has now been revealed.
Yeah,
and-
well, that'll be over, so.
yeah, unfortunately, that'll be over by the time I hop in there.
He has a good excuse, though, Kevin. He has a good excuse.
I'm sure.
So there's that. I don't think I did anything else otherwise. I didn't play anything else unless I'm wrong, and I did, but I don't recall playing anything else. It's been a quiet weekend, but it's been a busy start of the week since I've been trying to catch up with all this stuff, watching and playing.
The
Unfortunately-
finals.
Oh, yes. Daddy and Adam and myself actually played the finals beta, which I think is still active as far as I understand.
Yeah, it's active until the 5th.
Okay, so it's still active. To explain my condition real quick, I have unfortunately hand, mouth, and feet. Not that I am missing those to begin with. I have the disease, hand, mouth, and feet.
What?
Hand, mouth, foot disease.
Hand, mouth, foot disease, sure.
Kevin, he's got the fucking disease kids get.
Okay.
So essentially, I have a bunch of red blisters all over my hand, which makes it hard for me to play. And the past 2 days, I've been sick with probably a fever and a bunch of vomiting and cold and cough and all that. So I don't know exactly what I have. I might be dying, so there's that. But other than that, I think I'm okay otherwise. But yeah, that's essentially been my week.
Oh, it's hand, foot, mouth, and disease. Apparently,
Hand, foot, mouth.
yeah, it's hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Yeah, that's what it. Okay.
That's why it sounded wrong.
I was
Wow.
like, that's not a thing, but sure. Isn't it similar to hoof and mouth disease?
I don't know. I would assume.
Not too sure.
I guess.
I thought hoof and mouth was like the animal equivalent or some shit like that. Or am I dumb?
Oh, it might be. No, I think you're right. I think it is.
Because that's what I first learned about before I learned that it could be in humans.
Yeah, kids. Ah, gross. It's because they're eating their feet.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Also, their hands. They're eating those.
Oh,
They're putting them
yep.
in their mouth. Bacteria gets in the mouth. Bacteria goes everywhere.
Game's over.
Game's
right.
over. Uh-oh. This
So
ain't Alan Wake 2, baby. There's no redo.
I am going to look forward to playing Remnant. I know the event's going to be over, but I do want to get some of the stuff that you've been talking about, Daddy, which you probably have a lot to talk about on Remnant, too.
It's going to be even harder for you, baby.
Oh,
So
I know.
You going to have to grind your ass off.
That's all right. But that's all I've done. Adam, why don't you go next?
I'll go next. I watched some Loki. I platinum Spider-Man 2. I played the finals with the daddies. We might talk about that in a little segment, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it for sure.
I might chime in a
He's
little
been
bit.
making-
Not as much. Not as much.
That game's been making some waves, baby.
I watched one episode of Ghost Whisperer. I watched 2 episodes of Prison Break. And what else? I watched a movie with Kevin. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's with Kevin. And then I also watched Barbie again with Kevin. And Kevin wasn't there. That's why he's so shocked. He didn't know I was there.
Wow.
I was in a puppet suit, and he didn't even notice.
Oh.
So, no, then I think that's all I watched. There's no new Kitchen Nightmare or Hell's Kitchen, whatever one it's called. I forget. Kitchen Nightmare. There's no new one. It's next Monday.
Man.
Yeah, no. And I didn't watch anything else.
Dry weeks.
So, baseball was on.
Nice.
That's what's going on there.
Fucking shit.
Fucking baseball. So, that's it.
Got it. All right. Desonoto, you're up.
I played some Fate Samurai Remnant. Probably like another 10 hours or so. That was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm only on chapter 2. I don't know if it's really this long or I'm just taking forever, but there's a lot of talking scenes where everything's voiced, but everything's voiced compared to the Fate Grand Order mobile game where there's like nothing that's actually voiced by an actual voice actor. It's all just scrolling text. But yeah, this game is pretty darn good. It's much better than I imagined. The music is fantastic. I love the music for this game. It's so chill everywhere. Like, it's such good background music. There's no high notes, no high pitches that just disturb me when I'm playing or when it's just on in the background. I love it. Yeah, then it's also nice seeing the returning servants as different people, essentially. Like, Gilgamesh is one of the most popular servants for Fate, and in this game, he's just a little shop owner. Like, he just sells random goods on the street in his shop, and he talks to you like you're a fucking bug on the fucking ground. Because that's just how he is. But it's funny seeing him as somebody like not in his kingly status that we usually see him in. Another character, Jean Alter, who's mostly not really the same, but she's has some similar aspects to her, but she's a totally different class, totally different like mannerisms and the way she acts. But yeah, then we have Miyamoto Musashi. She's amazing, exactly how we know her from the game. Yeah, good stuff. I'm on chapter 2 now. So slowly making my way through this game. I think it's pretty long. So we'll see how long it ends up being by the end. But it's also like the first Fate property where the main character, the master of all the servants that you have, is actually useful and he could fight. Because he's a skilled swordsman. can use single or double katanas and fight alongside Saber, who's the main servant that you go along this journey with. That's great. Pretty cool. Pretty fresh stuff. Fresh ideas, fresh gameplay. It's kind of like a Dynasty Warriors game, but maybe a little more refined. But now it's refined to something like Devil May Cry or um, those type of action. I guess just like action games. Story's pretty good so far too, but other than that, I watched a few things. I actually went back to that show by Mr. Mike Flanagan, the one that I dropped a while ago, the Midnight Club. I thought there would be more reaction from Kevin.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kevin. I thought he would fucking lose it. He's muted.
I'm on episode 8 out of 10. Oh. Yeah, I stopped at like episode
There he is.
3. And the last few days I watched like 5 episodes. And it's gotten a lot better than I initially took it to be.
Out of curiosity, why would you continue to watch a canceled show?
Oh, it's canceled?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh.
I mostly just went back to it because it's a show that I started, and it's a Mike Flanagan show, and Kevin was saying it was really good, and I'm like, you know what, let me give it another shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. But also,
yeah.
he did put up like what he would have done, like online.
Oh,
so
interesting.
There is closure, at least.
Kind of sucks, but
yeah.
Yeah,
Kevin,
it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't react to Tsunoda's news.
Okay.
Do you not know it?
I do.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Alright. Oh, wait, what is this show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I have to watch this show. What else?
Watch more Goosebumps?
No, I didn't watch any more of that. There are new episodes I take it.
I think there's one.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll probably watch that for next week. I want to watch something else here. Let's see.
You really got to start taking notes throughout the week.
Yeah, that would be better, right? That would be good. I just watched Mystic's video earlier.
Oh, with the game collection?
Yeah, the pickups, yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Always.
Spent almost $1,000 this time. It just keeps going up.
I know.
And I didn't even know that game store he talked about in Lockport. I didn't know that was there.
Really?
It's apparently a game store, yeah.
I've been there.
I only know of the Oogie Game Store that's like a local store here.
Yeah.
The one in Niagara Falls and the one closer to me. I didn't know there was one in Lockport too, but I never really go towards Lockport side, so I guess.
I should go. There's some good tacos out there. I'm not kidding.
Oh. Well, I'll probably definitely be going to that store to see what they have, because I am still looking for some Game Boy games that I've been just fucking searching on eBay for forever. One being Metroid 2 on Game Boy, and then maybe a copy of Super Metroid on SNES, and Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Crystal,
Oh, you look
like
for a
all
lot.
complete in box.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have Crystal, like the cartridge that has a really nice sticker on it, but for those, I think I want the actual complete in box because those are like Emerald, Crystal, my favorite ones, alongside Platinum, which I already have, and then yeah, the Metroid games I have Fusion and Zero Mission completed box, pretty much like really good condition. So I'm trying to like finish that line.
Makes sense.
Um,
You might have some
yeah,
luck there, but the little I know about game collecting, those are some of the popular ones.
yeah, it's really hard to find a nice minty box because they're so old and most people just fucking crushed the box or they fucking shoved it in another box and it got crushed that way or um it's in the trash or the only people who would keep it nice are I guess people who were our age at that time buying them maybe, right?
Yeah,
um yeah,
or like nerds.
yeah, a little tough to find those, and they're extremely expensive, the most expensive probably being the Pokemon ones.
Yep.
Complete in box Emerald can go like a nice copy, probably like 600, maybe 600.
Damn.
Crystal is like closer to 800 or 900, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Uh, Metroid 2 is not too bad. It's like around 250, maybe. And then Super Metroid maybe is another like $600 one. So real pricey ones. um, Man, I feel like I watched something else, but I don't remember.
We can always come
Um,
back if it comes back to you.
yeah,
You can always chime in.
yeah, that
All right.
sounds
Ding
good.
ding.
All right, Kevin.
Mm.
What'd
Chiming
you
in.
play? What'd you watch?
Ding
What'd you
ding
do?
ding. What the hell did I do? Uh, Played the finals. That was fun as hell. I played and currently playing Remnant 2 because apparently the update had more than just an event, but new gear, all kinds of shit. So we're working on getting all that. Um, how else did I play?
Diablo?
No, didn't play that. Uh, Man, is that it?
That might be it.
No,
I thought you
no, that
played
can't be.
Diablo.
No, I didn't play Diablo. Um, Oh, I don't think there's anything else I play. Oh no, I lie, I lie. I played God of Weapons some more because that game's freaking great. Um, yeah, I think that's actually it. God of Weapons, Remnant 2, and huh,
The finals.
Finals. Yeah.
Okay. Watch anything?
I watched Five Nights at Freddy's with you
Wow!
and Barbie with you. I know,
Wow!
right? It was a great time. We'll talk about I don't know. We'll talk about Barbie again. Maybe we will. Who knows?
We're
Uh,
never talking about FNAF.
we'll definitely talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna talk a little bit more, I guess, about the final. You know, forget it. I'll just do it right now. The finals, really fun. Beta's running until the 5th. The main goal of it, according to them, is like to get more feedback council side because this is the first time that council has been involved in a beta at all. That's not to say that PC is perfect or the game is perfect because, good lord, do weapon damage just need to be figured out. They are all over the place
Hmm.
and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Um, But aside from that, it's a pretty solid game. Uh, and people are freaking loving it because it is now the most wishlisted game on Steam.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, so that's pretty cool. Um, let's see, the peak player count for today was something like 250,000 or something like that
Oh wow.
on
Mm.
Steam alone. Um, so yeah, I do agree though with the article. I believe it was PC Gamer put it out that the game is too sweaty. Completely agree. Um, but I don't necessarily find that to be like a bad thing, but like that is a potentially bad thing. That they should definitely look into. Like you could totally do something more casual, like game mode wise with this. I don't know what exactly, but there's got to be something. Um, and something that's not like heavily team reliant because it's definitely going to come down to like if you have a group of 3 friends versus like a group of 3 randos, the friends are going to kick the shit out of the randos like if they care. Like if they're really trying to like compete, basically, because like we had a full team of 3, but we had no freaking clue what we were doing. So like randoms probably could have beat us, but once this game like gets going, people figure out like strategies and stuff. You're gonna stand no chance if you're just randomly solo queuing. So maybe they have a way to address that. I don't know. Maybe increasing weapon damage actually adjust for that. I don't
Mm.
know because like guns do next to no damage. I found a gun that's broken though, and let me tell you something. I was getting kills. I was actually had positive kill death ratio in the game that I won. Because that freaking pistol. There's a suppressed pistol for the light class that does like the most damage shot for shot out of anything other than like the sniper rifle and shotguns, which makes no sense at all. All the rifles freaking suck. Um, but anyway, it has a lot of promise, and I think it's gonna be a free game. So why not play it? And that's the finals.
I want to speak real quick on it. I thought it was okay. Gun damage. Honestly, I thought I was just bad at aiming at first. I mean, I am still kind of bad at aiming. But yeah, the game modes just didn't appeal to me, and I think the maps are too big, or there's a lot of verticality to the maps, and I don't think that every character is suited for the maps that they have. Um, and then yeah, there's like a size issue I have with the maps too. So I had a few problems with the game.
Mm.
But yeah, it's an open beta, so give it a shot. You might like it. Genesis, I know, played and liked it more than me. He was kind of in the middle between Kevin and I. So
I love the game. Love it.
what do
It's
you
such a
what do
breath
you
of
think
fresh
of the
air.
maps?
I love the maps. The only thing that's annoying about them is that the staircases sometimes just end like a floor or two before the top floor, and getting up to the highest floor of most buildings is the most confusing journey for no reason at all. Other than that, the maps are great.
All right, yeah, I had a lot of issues traversing. I could never see a rope because the buildings are white and the ropes are white, and I'm like, I hate this. So there's some issues there for me. But yeah, give it a shot.
I can see like your arguments for the maps, but like I don't know. I guess for me, I didn't have an issue seeing the ropes. A, and B, like the buildings being all disjointed from one another, like they're being literal, like just empty abyss, makes it more interesting for getting around the map because there's like choke points going between buildings, as opposed to like you having choke points in like designed into the map.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. Like it's not like Call of Duty where it's like, oh, camp in this corner. Instead, it's like, well, there's only like 3 major ways to get onto this building, so cover those.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna have like a room fight.
I didn't mind the abyss or anything like that. It was just
Hmm.
when you're the big guy, there's really nowhere you can go
Oh
until
yeah,
you
yeah,
see a rope,
that's fair.
and then by the time you get to a rope, you're already dying. You're getting shot,
Right.
and then yeah, it was just a lot of like it does seem. I mean, the sweaty comment honestly sums it up. I think best
Yeah,
because I'm not a sweaty. I'm not doing that. I'm not working for this. I'm not doing any of this.
right.
Like I'm more casual when it comes to online games.
Yeah, but
So
like I think they could totally have more casual game modes in there. Like I get that it kind of goes against the name of the game, the mission statement. I don't know what the hell you want to call it, because like it's all about, oh man, you have what it takes to reach the finals, and there's actually like a tournament mode like in the game. Um, but like everything is kind of set up nice for just team deathmatchy sort of things, or like multiple teams going against each other with limited respawns, where you're just trying to take out other teams, and like the focus becomes picking your teammates up.
I gotta be honest.
Um,
I think I would just like a single player deathmatch. Just fucking everyone.
just free for all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a free
Okay.
for all. I think I would play
Yeah.
the shit out of a free for all in that game. I don't know
Okay.
why. I just feel like for some reason that would be fun. Maybe even a team deathmatch. I just didn't like any
Right. Right.
of the
Would
game
you?
modes, but I'd go
What if they
back
did like an Uncharted 4-ish thing?
like a team deathmatch Uncharted 4 or
Yeah, yeah,
there are
like
like
where,
seven
revives
game
and
modes
stuff
in
are
that.
like important. Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right. Like the team deathmatch where like revives are like everything, sort of.
Um that's just team deathmatch with extra steps.
Okay.
So I mean that it's still the same to me. The only reason I liked it in Uncharted is because um oh no. That's funny. The only reason I liked Uncharted a lot is because it played like Uncharted. So
Right.
like if this game tried that, I don't know if I would like it as much because I would probably compare it to Uncharted. But at the same
Gotcha.
time, like I'd be willing to try any other game mode.
Got it. Okay.
So like even though I'm kind of negative against the game for like very random
Sure.
things, I'm still like this is kind of a solid game. It's a pretty game.
Oh, very
It's
pretty game.
It's a very pretty game, even though it's mostly white and it looks very like the year 3000 corporate office.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I'm not against it. I had fun with the daddies. I felt like the mommy I've never been. So, I could see a future in this game. It's just not currently it's just not where I'm at. And
Right.
I don't want to be a ground floor guy on this one.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, nice. I can give a little bit input into finals as well. I think Adam had my opinion nailed correctly. I was in the middle of everything. I thought the gameplay was fun. Although the shooting felt off to me, even though I did what Daddy had said and changed the settings, and I was like, it still feels a little off, but it was a fun game nonetheless to play. If it is free to play indeed, I probably will end up playing that with Kevin quite a bit. Um, it's definitely a fun game to pick up and play. It's not a traditional like shooter like how Kevin's mentioning like all the fucking rifles suck. I have not tried that silenced handgun. I want to try that because I had that available to unlock. Melee damage does way too much, and shots don't do enough. So like the brute or like the big guy is just too overpowered because they can tank a lot of the shots, come up to you and just melee you in the face. The only thing is that they're slow, but at the same time, if they can tank all the goddamn bullets you're throwing at them, it's fine. They can just tank it all and come to you and whack you with a hammer.
Yeah, you can't
Um,
move as fast backwards.
right, right. A lot
Yeah.
of verticality, like Adam said, but I think that definitely plays into two out of the three characters. Actually, it probably plays into all of them because and I'll explain why I'm saying that. Because the heavy initially just always blows the fucking floor out underneath the objectives, and every time we have to go for it, I'm like putting the cash away. They're always blowing the floor out and dropping the objective down stories. And then the light and the medium class. The light class has that the triple jump and a grappling hook for traversal, and the medium can still run at a decent moderate speed and jump
And they
and
get the
do all
jump
that kind of
pad.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a jump pad, right? So it is definitely open to everybody to do what they need to do. The only problem is that it feels like very restricted sometimes. Especially, I think Adam felt that way than when he was the heavier class, because it's kind of like tough to get anywhere. You have to use the stupid you got to use that what do you call it? The zip line to go up and do what you got to do. So sometimes it's tough to do all that. Um,
Also, getting on that zip line was kind of
it doesn't always hit. So some of the other things I was looking at um, was you had some issues with not hit detection, but like when you do an input to pick up a box, like you're running right by it and you're trying to pick it up at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
it's not great.
It's not great. No, it's tough to do that. Same thing with zip line. Same thing with the jumping mechanic. It's not always the greatest. They essentially want you to they want you to hold X to go and try and move up, like vault some things or climb up things, which I will tell you, you could be way far from that ceiling or way far from that ledge and you'll still somehow grab to it. So, there is that. They need to adjust that. There's some settings that need to um, there's some settings that need to be tweaked in the game, I think, with overall the way it feels, the way it plays. The variation of character should be a little bit more too, I think. Light, heavy, and medium is great. But I think, I don't know, I guess, how I'm going to word this, but I'd want to see a different variation in characters where, like, you can stack some of the light abilities on a medium or stack some of the heavy abilities on a light, just to mix things up, although maybe that might ruin the entire gameplay, I think. Like, if I'm going to create a character, I should be able to pick the perks that I want for the character from any of the classes as long as I've had them, like, quote-unquote mastered, I guess. Although, right, that could probably break the fucking game if that was to do like that, because they're balanced in a way for a reason. A heavy should not have a grappling hook, although I don't know, maybe that might help. Guns, better variation. Definitely, you need to have more variation of guns. You need to be able to have a secondary and a primary too. The problem is that you can only swap between the two when you're in a menu. Correct, Kevin? That was, you have to go into a
Yep,
menu and
only
swap it
one
in.
gun.
Right. You need to have dual guns, especially when you run out of bullets and you have to just pull another gun out and finish somebody off. You should have the ability to hold more than one gun, and the only one who has that is the heavy with his fucking RPG and then his normal rifle that he's got. So, he's the only one who can pull out two guns. The other guys, even if it's a pistol, should be able to pull a pistol out. Like, that's just kind of eh. The movement in the game, really cool though. Really cool movement where you can just, like, it's so quick, it's so fluid. It's you could just run, like playing the light. You can just run. You can grapple. You can run. You can almost fly almost. The destruction on the map, incredible destruction. You could blow anything up. Almost anything is destructible. It's like red faction level destruction. And yeah, I think I'm going to want to see more variation of maps. I'm going to want to see a variation of characters. I'm going to want to see more guns. But I'm excited to play this. That's
Can I
all I
ask a
got so far.
question?
Yeah.
Does anybody know how the destruction works in that game? Like what a rocket does, and like what is breakable and what's not breakable? Because sometimes we would hit shit, and parts of it would break, but not the parts I expected every time.
So probably like yellow. The yellow pieces are like the rods, like metal rods wouldn't break. But any concrete, sheet metal,
I
sheet
mean,
rock.
like every time we would try to shoot something down, like we would try to break the floor out. Like if I hit that with a rocket, sometimes it worked really well, and sometimes it didn't do shit.
Could also be with the issue with, like, not everything is registering the way it's supposed to register.
I'm just curious if anybody else was like doing stuff.
I haven't played the heavy, so I
Oh, you
only
guys
use
didn't-
grenades and
rocket.
You don't use the rocket?
I said I don't. I never used the rocket. I only used grenades. So when things didn't blow up the way I thought, I just figured I missed.
I use grenades as well, and that's what I figured as well if I missed.
Okay.
Because like grenades are kind of weird. You have a arc thing that shows up when you're throwing them that
Yeah.
gives you an idea of where it's going to go, but that's not accurate.
No, not at all.
Because it doesn't update with you moving as often as it should. I think that's the problem. Like it just doesn't
Oh.
refresh. I don't think it refreshes the arc enough. I could be wrong on there, but like it definitely doesn't hit where the arc is. And then on top of that, like when you first throw the grenade for like half of its travel time, or maybe until it hits the floor, you like can see it because it has like a lit up trail or whatever. But then as soon as it hits the floor, it's gone. You have no fucking clue where the hell that
It's
thing
because
is anymore.
everything's white.
This is true.
I guess.
I think that's my
contrast
biggest
in colors
issue.
needs to be a little bit better too.
Yeah, that's my
I
biggest
had no
issue.
issue with that. But
Kevin, you just lost a grenade. You had some issue.
again, it's lit up as it's being thrown through the air, and then when it hits the floor, that goes away. Like there's plenty of dark areas in the game.
Yeah, but they're all white still.
They're not. There's
There's
blues,
a lot of-
there's
there's a
blacks,
lot-
there's
there's-
yellow, there's orange.
Sounds
a
like
lot.
the problem here are the whites.
Okay. Sure.
Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I knew it was
Um,
coming.
anything else, Kevin? You got? What else you got?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Well,
Ding,
if
ding,
that
ding, ding.
if that's all you did, we're gonna move right on to you as well, Kevin. What else do you got to talk about for your topic this week?
Ding, ding, ding.
I have other things.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Why are you dinging?
I'm chiming in.
Oh.
Oh, Desonoto, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I
I thought you
remember
were just
what
dinging.
else I watched. I watched a few episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. Pretty good still, pretty good. And then I started season 2 of Goblin Slayer. And that's amazing. So,
All right.
you know, yeah. Great show. I fucking love Goblin Slayer. Fucking, oh my god. He's so fucking cool. His red eye, oh my god.
Goblin Slayer is really good from what I hear. I have not watched it yet though.
Season 2 just started, so watch for season 1 and watch the movie they made and then watch season 2.
Didn't that show have like a rape scene in the beginning?
It's not as
What?
explicit as everybody kind of puts it out to
the
be.
fuck?
Like there's no actual actions being shown, no like skin, like it's not as far as like a hentai would go.
It's insinuating that she's being raped though.
Yeah, because there's goblins and there's people and like,
Got
you
it.
know,
Got
they
it.
gotta
Got it.
reproduce somehow.
Got it. Of course.
So, but yeah, Goblin Slayer's a character is fucking like, oh my god, he's crazy, so cool.
Got it.
One of the coolest anime characters I've seen in recent time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
Nice. Kevin, please continue with your topic.
Still trying to figure out what topic I have.
Were you not going to talk about Remnant 2?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Also Five Nights at Freddy's?
Remnant 2, there's an event. If you didn't play if you didn't play it, too fucking bad. It's done in like an hour, so it sucks to suck. All right.
Wow! Kevin's on one today. I'm loving this.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Boy, what
It's a movie. If you don't like
It's a
it,
movie.
sucks to suck.
It was a pretty good movie. It wasn't a horror movie at all.
Oh, Kevin,
more
no.
of like a mystery movie.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Which honestly, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because it was done pretty well. A lot of Easter egg things for those that are fans of the video game series and the books, because both are referenced apparently. I have not played any of the game series personally. I haven't read any of the books. I've just watched Matt Pat from Game Theory, and some other content creators for FNAF talk about their theories of where the story is going and so on and so forth. but I found the movie to be pretty good. It's nothing crazy good. It's definitely not gonna like win any awards. It also doesn't like hold up to
Hold on.
the Super Mario movie or
Hold on a
Last of
second,
Us.
Kevin.
Oh,
It's not going to win any awards. That puppetry is honestly pretty incredible. And I guarantee you there's some sort of award for that.
yeah.
All right, never mind. Kevin's on one. Never mind. Fuck me.
What?
You were
Is
saying
there?
the puppetry was so good.
It is, but there's no award for freaking puppetry.
There's no
That's not
award for
recognized by the
puppetry.
Oscars.
What, who said it? You never said Oscars.
This is fair, but those are the only those are the only awards that I know for movies.
You don't know of the Critic Choice Awards or the People's
No.
Choice Awards
No,
or the MTV Movie Awards
I've heard of all of these.
or
I
the
don't know what
60
they
other
are.
award shows that Wikipedia lists on
Okay.
every movie that has awards. Come on! I think I broke him.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. I guess I'll go. I'll be a man with a real opinion about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It was all right. I didn't have an issue with it. I had some issues with it.
Okay.
What are you saying that for?
Uh-huh.
What are you saying that for?
Because I watched it with you.
I had some issues with it. I didn't have a lot of issues. I think this movie is made for fans, and I think casuals will like it. But I think you gotta be like, okay, this will be explained in another movie, or ask somebody who's part of the Five Nights at Freddy's world. Because there's a lot of it where I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And then Kevin would explain something, I'd be like, oh, that's still stupid, but I guess it makes sense in this world. But like, man, I think I said to you, Kevin, like, man, I do not respect people who are super into the Five Nights at Freddy's shit anymore. Before I could be like, oh, that's a world that people like, and now I've learned about it, and now I'm like, these fucking losers, go home, like something else, you know what I mean? Let's go after the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom. This is an anti-Five Nights at Freddy's fandom now podcast. Genesis, you joining me?
I mean, unfortunately, I pay a lot of attention to the. I shouldn't say anymore. I used to. So like, whenever Markiplier would play the Five Nights at Freddy's games, from the first till, God, what's the latest one that's out now?
Fuck if I know. Kevin asked me, and I had no
Security
idea.
Breach.
Freddy's Security Breach Ruin. That's the latest one that's
Yeah.
out now. So, like, I've watched all those. I've watched everything. I'm not as in tune to it as that I was. So I guess I could join your coalition. But my thing is that, like, it's definitely something that I was very interested in, given how the lore was up until 4 even, where nobody could figure out what the hell was in the box, which I don't think has even been revealed till today. And then how he would throw these fucking curveballs in of like, this is the bite of 87, and there's a bite of 83, and there's another diner, and this is a prequel, and this is a sequel. It was cool. And then 5, 6, and 7 happened, and they started going in all these different directions. Now they're on Security Breach, where I'm like, I don't know what pertains to this anymore. I don't know where the lore is taking us anymore. There's a lady with a mask now. There's an android walking around. There's a really old robot that's walking around, and like Freddy is a good guy now somehow, but then he also malfunctions and also can kill you. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. So I guess I could join you in that. I've had history in this fan base before.
Well, lucky you don't actually have to join me. I wasn't serious. It's just, I don't know. It's very strange, and it feels like a parody of a genre, and it really feels like it is, and it almost is. But the movie it's a watchable movie. If you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, I think you're really gonna like it. And if you're not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, go with somebody who's a fan, or watch it with a fan. It's on Peacock or in theaters, so honestly,
It's streaming on Peacock. Shittiest streaming service ever.
We know.
That's all I have to say.
I know. I remember. But yeah, I check it. I told Kevin, hey, I'd watch a sequel with him. Like, there's more. I had more issues than Kevin did with the film.
I think it rushed too many things, but it's fine.
But at the same time, like, it could expand upon those things in a sequel.
Not really.
Kevin, it's a movie. They could drag things out and turn things around and be like, that's not really his daughter. Yeah. You know what I mean? Movies do that all the time.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin, what's going on with you today? What's going on with you?
Yeah, first you didn't react to my fucking Midnight Club viewing, and now you fucking fuck, man.
You're like, you got a short fuse today. I was all about it, and then you started using that short fuse on me, and now I'm pretty upset
Fucking
about it. You know what I
shit.
mean?
Fucking shit.
Fucking shit.
How did they portray William Afton in this movie?
Not much.
Oh, okay, so he's not even... Is he present, or he's just not
Yeah,
spoken?
he's in the movie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's very
But if you want to
obvious.
get to know his character, no.
Interesting. That's a thing I thought.
And don't worry, you won't get to know his character unless they go, like, back and do a prequel.
They could.
I mean, he's the main antagonist. I mean, yes, the animatronics are an antagonist in the movie, but, like, he's the main bad guy.
You gotta watch the movie.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything because it's a big movie. Like, also, you could easily watch it.
It's got 1, 2, and 3 in 2 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I combined a lot of
like
things.
I
According
said,
to Kevin,
skips a lot of information.
That's quite a bit. Because 2 had the most lore out of all the 3 games.
And that is gone in about 20 minutes.
No, I'm assuming they didn't talk about the murders of the children and...
Nope.
Okay.
Barely.
Well,
they happen. That's for sure.
They don't. They talk about 4 and not the 5th. Golden Freddy is not even explained. He's in the movie, but not explained in any way. What you call it? If you don't know about Golden Freddy, there's no way you recognize like what's going on with that.
Right. God, that's so disappointing.
God, what else? They don't cover anything with Afton's family.
Oh my God, that's a big piece too.
There's a weird thing that happens too in the movie about Afton's family. Kevin, you were saying about the main character?
Yeah, the main character is Mike Schmidt, even though we should be Michael Afton.
Correct.
And it should be Michael Afton because of one thing William Afton does in the movie, where he's like reading the dude's like, I assume resume or like his info, his like personal info, like name and address and whatnot, and he pauses after he says Mike. And I'm
Your
like,
name is Mike
okay,
Schmidt?
he's gonna find out.
Oh.
He's gonna find out that it's Michael Afton, and maybe this is that whole thing where like there's someone in the Afton family whom William Afton is like that the baby's not mine or something like that. Because that was the whole thing that came out of Ruin.
Is that what came out of Ruin? That Michael Afton was actual son?
Because in Ruin there's a TV show with, oh god, on the one TV it's got like a vampire dude in a purple suit and his wife, and he says something about like the baby's not mine, and everybody attributed that to Gregory.
Freddy's sister location, I thought.
It's also in Ruin. There's more in Ruin.
Oh. I did not see that.
Or not in Ruin. Sorry, in Security Breach. I don't know if the DLC has any more to that. I don't think it does.
Now, question.
I have not seen this about Security Breach. Interesting.
Question for you, Kevin. Could he have paused because he recognized the last name because of his brother?
Who brother?
Michael's brother.
He's got a brother in this movie?
Yeah, he does. Garrett. I don't know freaking clue who that is.
Yeah, Mike's brother was kidnapped. I don't know. It's not important. But like,
Maybe
I,
the name was changed too. I don't know where they're gonna go with that.
yeah, that's
That
interesting.
whole thing, was it that section? They're pulling from the Silver Eyes trilogy of books or something like that, or the Silver Eyes book. I forget how many. I forget if it's like a whole series of books that's the Silver Eyes,
It was
or
a
if it's like
series
a
of books,
specific
but they
book.
weren't all
Is
called
it
the
okay?
Silver Eyes. They're all different. They're all
Okay,
different
so
names. It
whatever.
starts with the
Yeah,
Silver Eyes, though.
so the Silver Eyes book in particular, and then I believe people who also read like all the books or commenting on the movie brought up like that block of movies, if you will, or movies, books, is like referenced in the movie.
It sounds like they're just retconning a lot of things when they shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're just simple, like making it simple because it's a movie, and
Yeah,
they
but this
probably
isn't a
were like,
franchise that was ever developed to be simple. Like, this was a very
yeah, but like
complicated
it's
lore.
Hollywood, and
I
Yeah,
know.
that
they
is fair.
take the most complicated issues and go, how can we make this a movie? Like superhero movies back in the day used to be fucking garbage because they were like, nobody wants to see this. Let's make this into this, and it's like change this, change that, and all of a sudden you're changing vital aspects of a character. Video game movies are still in that phase. Things are starting to get there, like Last of Us, but at the
Right,
same
right.
time, like Five Nights at Freddy's, they're like, this is a big movie. Also, it's fucking doing fucking gangbusters
Oh,
at the
it's doing
box
very
Yeah, the
office,
well.
game's well known. Yeah,
which is
everybody knows
shocking.
fucking FNAF. Everybody knows
Yeah,
FNAF.
it's doing very well at the box office, considering it's also streaming
Yeah, that's why it's shocking. It's
on
not
one
shocking
of the
how successful
cheapest,
it is,
literally one of the cheapest streaming services out there. For
and
ad
it's you
free,
can
it's like
tell,
$12 a month. Yeah.
and you can tell when you're on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not great, but like even still, it works.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I mean, it really depends where they're going with the next movie. There's a hint of where it's going in the after credits. Um, but
uh-huh.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
still
we
technically some leeway there.
we'd see a sequel. We said,
Oh yeah, I would definitely see it. Like it's not that the movie's bad, or anything like that. It was a lot better than I expected it would be. Um,
You think it's gonna bomb?
I
I
just didn't think that they were gonna like make a good story that was something you could follow. I would either be completely lost because I'm not like a huge fan of this stuff, or it would just be like written so poorly that it missed the whole point of like the source material. But like no, it's actually written well.
I do want to say what I was pleasantly surprised by. I thought I would be upset that this wasn't rated R, and I think the level of violence is really good in this movie. I
Hmm.
think the kills and just the imagery of a lot of things is actually really well done. Like it's shocking how well done like some of the violence is for a PG-13.
They'd have to rate this movie a PG-13, considering how many kids know about FNAF and they
Yeah.
don't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
but honestly, how many would go to an R-rated movie still? So
I mean, that's probably why the freaking thing's doing gangbusters, honestly.
They made it
yeah.
R-rated, it would probably been less.
Oh, it'd definitely be less.
But
But
another thing was the acting was pretty freaking solid for
oh
everybody.
yeah, the main dude is well-known actor from Hunger Games, Josh Hutcherson.
Even Vanessa, Vanessa is going to come across as like bad acting because they don't
It,
tell you anything about her, but good acting, knowing her character from the
it,
games.
okay, so Vanessa was my biggest problem with the movie,
I know it was.
but also I the it's not bad acting in so much the character. It's bad acting sometimes just from the actress. Because I
Okay.
don't think she knows who her character is. I think they were like, by the way, in the books or the game, you're this and that and this, but in the movie, we're gonna explain none of that.
Hmm.
Nothing's gonna be told to the audience. So if you don't know that, you're partially right. Like, what the fuck is this lady doing? But then also, that woman is so suspicious from like the first minute. Honestly, the most
Mhm.
realistic version of a cop towards the end of the film.
Fair, fair.
But at the same time, like, she was very suspicious. Also a very attractive lady, I will point that out. She was very suspicious.
That'll be
Every
really good going forward.
everybody who's evil in this movie is very obviously evil.
Mhm.
I don't know if the ant is something in the games and the books and stuff,
No.
but she was also very obviously evil. Her lawyer though was a highlight. Doug, I think his name was. Kevin and I
Yes.
lost it every time that man was on screen
Oh
because
man, he
this
was
guy,
so funny.
there is a lawyer character in his face in
You can
every
spoil
scene
everything. Yeah.
about him, about Doug, absolutely. So there was like a custody battle going on in this movie for some reason.
He was so not about it. He wanted to leave.
He was so not about it, and his face every time they cut to him,
The best.
it honestly looks like they put Freddy in front of him. And he was too afraid to ask if that puppet was real. That's what it looks like with his face in every scene.
He was horrified in every scene.
He's
and
in-
it's just like going off like,
Yeah.
come on, Doug, you're gonna like do this for me or do that, and he's like,
Yeah, like, and then later
he like
they're in
really
a diner.
wants to say, I can't legally do that for
Yeah,
you, but like
then in a diner, he's like, "Oh, I don't think I should be hearing any of this. I'm gonna leave." And he stands up, and the lady goes, "Sit down, Doug," and he sits down, and he's clutching his briefcase like a fucking loser character in a '90s rom-com. Like, what the fuck is this man? And his face is just horrified every time, and it's so fucking funny.
It is. It's so great.
And the movie's worth it alone for Doug.
It really is. Oh,
I would
man.
watch a Doug spin-off, and I hope they adapt Doug to the books and games. All right, you know what I
Oh.
mean? I hope Doug
Yeah.
gets fired as a lawyer, and then he becomes the security guard. But it's first person, but the camera just looks at Doug's face the entire time. I'd play that game every day. Oh my God, Doug, the real hero.
Yep.
I don't know who that
Yeah.
character is in the
No,
obviously.
he's nobody.
He's not.
No, he's made
He's
up.
not in
He's
the
a
game.
made up
Yeah.
man for a weird ass side plot line for a character that might be the one that Kevin thought it was, but it's not the one that Kevin thought it was. I don't know.
Ooh, what?
The daughter, the little girl, he thought it was
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
it's not. Yeah, it's not what
Confusing. Confusing.
I
Also,
thought for sure
good
that
child
was the way it
actress.
was gonna go.
Good
What?
child act. That little girl. Good child actress.
Oh yeah, she did a great
Yeah,
job.
she
What
was
were you
solid.
saying, Genesis?
Is it not Afton's daughter?
No,
I
that
think that is who she is, right? No.
no. The older the cop is.
Yeah,
That's
Vanessa
Afton's
is.
daughter?
Well, there's a whole thing about Vanessa. Don't worry about that one.
Oh, they pulled Vanessa, but she's from Security Breach, and they already pulled her in.
Vanessa's from all kinds of games, my guy.
Vanessa I only remember from the books and Security Breach.
I'm pretty sure she's in multiple games. Maybe I'm wrong.
I've never
Shit.
heard of this man reading in my entire life. First of all, I just want to point that out.
I mean, I didn't say I read the books.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't say that.
Oh, that's fair.
Uh-oh.
Okay, all right. You got me there. You got me there.
You know, there's always
Oh.
audio things, there's summaries, there's other people talking about it. I didn't really
Yeah.
go and pick up the book and read it.
I thought she was in No, she's got to be somewhere else because she's known as the cop before she gets the bunny suit.
Right, she was only Security Breach. That's where we first saw Vanessa.
She's already in the bunny suit. That's my point.
Right, but
She's
Security
definitely
Breach
somewhere else.
shows her as the cop who's watching over the pizzeria, and then she gets into the suit, and we don't know who she is. She just keeps. She's known as Vanny.
Vanny. Yeah. So it's super obvious.
And then before that, it was in the books that she was known as Vanny, because when the fire in Final Fantasy in FNAF happened, in FNAF 7 or 8, that essentially put Afton in hell. Then we find out that Vanessa's trying to bring him back as a computer module, which he then inhabits Glitch Trap.
That's not okay. You're missing some games, but yeah, I guess. He's a virus before that.
Before that?
Yeah, Glitch Trap's in FNAF VR. So Glitch Trap becomes a thing, and FNAF VR is the video game that a company makes to re-drum up hype for Freddy Fazbear's Diner and such. And the game is distributed, but unknown to people who are buying the game and like whatnot. The Afton virus is in the game as Glitch Trap, and people playing it allow him to spread to other computer systems, and like it gets real convoluted.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Glitch Trap's in the FNAF VR game.
Got it.
You can wave back to him. It's creepy. Oh, there's a lot. There's a freaking ARPG, I think, or not ARPG. What the hell are those games called?
AR.
No, it is
augmented
ARPG. Augmented reality game? Oh, ARG. ARPG is
ARG.
Diablo. That's right. And then there was FNAF World, which I don't know how the freaking hell that fits in. There's
I
too
thought
many
that
games.
wasn't canon. That was just a spin-off. That
Oh,
he
it's
made.
not? Oh, okay, never mind.
I thought
thought it
Scott
was.
said that was a spin-off.
Oh, that's very possible. I don't know.
Because we had FNAF World release at the same time as.
This is the problem. There's too much source material.
It's a lot. That's why I'm surprised how this movie went. Because this movie has to be an intro. But if they're going to 1, 2, 3, and VR, like.
Well, they're not going to VR.
I mean, they put.
They
Vanessa-
haven't done Glitch Trap yet. Well, yeah, all right. I guess that's fair. I think they're just starting her earlier because it makes sense to start her earlier. Basically, okay. So because Vanessa's already involved, they have got to be going with the fourth closet storyline as well,
on the book,
which
the books,
is
I remember.
the fourth closet is one of the books, and that's the one where I believe something happens to Vanessa. No, not Vanessa. Is it Vanessa? Something might
Now
also
what he
happen to
thinks
her.
of Remnant and
He
what
takes
that
Remnant and
is.
makes 4 copies of the person at different ages in life,
Oh,
so that they can live out like their life, sort of. And that's how you get in Security Breach the ending where Vanessa is on the roof, but also escaping the building with you.
because there was 2 of her.
Yeah. It's wild shit, alright? I don't know. And I'm not even saying that I got all this right, because it's too much shit.
Right, exactly.
I know I'm close. That's it.
Right. Okay.
Really what I should do, what we should both do, you gotta watch the movie, and then we should watch the freaking, the timeline thing that Matt Pat put together, and then maybe we'll be able to figure it all out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of his timelines. I love seeing them.
Did you see the new one?
I
Like
did
the
not.
3-part one? Oh,
Not
so
each
good.
one, no.
Yeah, it's a 3-part video. Like all of them are like an hour-ish. It's real good. Really good. I'd watch it again. No.
Alright, Kevin, you got anything
Watch
else?
it, listen to it. We watched Barbie again. Adam,
I did.
that movie stands up. That movie stands up.
The movie stands up real good.
It's
real
not
funny.
It's not really like The Nice Guys quotable, but it's pretty close.
It's got a lot of quotes. All right, it's got we're here for it.
Go over the cubicle.
Yeah, it's faster. It's quicker that way. Yeah,
You
Barbie.
pointing out
real
that
good.
Alan does the same thing. Really, really interesting.
It's so interesting. Because they say Allens get out all the time, which is funny because
Yeah.
in Barbie Land, just one Allen, and he's confused about that.
Right.
So it's like, how's he getting out? And then in the movie, he's trying to get out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just got to figure out how to build the wall vertical. Yeah, not vertical.
Yeah. Once we figure out how to make that wall not vertical, we're getting out of here.
It was so funny.
It's so good. We were only fighting because we didn't know who we were. Like,
so
there's so much good. There's so many good lines in this movie. Also, the set design is still great. The music is still great. Like,
I love the fourth wall breaking too. Of I keep forgetting what the exact line is, but something like a note to the directors: if you want to get this point across, don't cast Margot Robbie.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, note to the filmmakers: if you want to get this point
Film,
across, don't cast Margot Robbie. I'm not pretty anymore. Note to the filmmakers.
that was it.
yeah. There's so much in here that's good, and like
Ah.
the love my hoodie, love Ken, love Barbie. I love the ending. I think it's very sad still.
Oh my God.
I think it's
Did you see the
so
latest?
good.
Did you
The
see the latest
latest?
merchandise?
No.
There's a Ken doll official with the I am Knuff
Oh my
hoodie on
God! Don't make
and the
me buy a
headband.
Ken, Kevin.
And the
Don't make.
headband. And he's
Oh.
got the white cowboy boots and the black cowboy pants on.
Oh my God. Oh my God! I love that.
Now they need to make the freaking fur coat and that black guy.
Yeah, yeah. They
That
do.
would
They
be
really.
freaking
They need to
great.
make that guy.
We're only funny because you didn't know who we were.
Also, I still love the line of where she's called a fascist, and
Yes.
she's like, "I don't control the flow of commerce or the railroads," and it's very funny. Just there's so much witty dialogue in this movie, and it's still so good.
It is. It's so good.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Coming to Max eventually one day. All right.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks, Kevin.
let's move on.
Alrighty.
We've taken long enough.
Eddie, Adam, you ready for Spider-Man?
Oh, I'm ready for Spider-Man.
So we're gonna have spoiler talk with Spider-Man now, since both of us has beaten it, and I don't think the two of you guys want to know anything. Desonoto, I'm not too sure if you want to know anything.
I have no cares. Sinoto's dead, so talk away.
Um.
Oh, there he is.
Hmm.
I like how one of you is playing Fate Samurai Remnant and the other one's playing Remnant 2.
Oh yeah. The
It's just
Remnant.
funny. Remnant, not a popular word, but it's in 2 of the games you guys are playing.
Yeah.
It is.
Weird. Do you care about spoilers for Spider-Man 2, or we can keep it spoiler-free if you're 50-50 on it? Have you played Spider-Man 1 or Miles Morales?
No.
Then
Do you plan to play Spider-Man 1 or Miles Morales? Someday in the
Eventually.
future, will you remember anything we talk about today?
Maybe not.
Yeah, good enough for me.
That's a no. All right. Yeah.
so Adam, yes, kick off spoiler talk.
I don't want to
Adam,
dive.
yes.
I don't want to dive too deep, but I can't believe we got to play as Venom. I can't believe that Harry's in a coma, and I can't believe Goblin was teased for the second one. I can't believe Carnage was teased. I can't believe this game.
This game has so many twists and turns, has so many things you didn't expect. There's a level of like, wow, Insomniac's doing their own thing, which yes, they've confirmed this is Universe 1048.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so Wolverine is going to be set in the same universe as this game, which is crazy. We got a continuity here now. But there's so many things in this game that I just could not have called. From Scream to playing as Venom, like Adam mentioned before, to getting a Carnage teaser. God, Craven. Oh man, Craven, you are a hunter and a half, bro. You were never this big of a threat, and now he makes some permanent decisions in this game that will probably affect the titles going forward, whether they're normal Spider-Man titles or Miles Morales titles. Man, oh man, there are things that have been done that have been completed, that have been nullified, and this game just doesn't cease to amaze when it comes to gameplay, graphics, story. God, there were so many times where my mouth was open.
The intro, the Sandman intro is like, this is next gen. This is fucking sweet.
No way.
Yeah.
The speed that you can pick up in this game when you're swinging and
yeah.
gliding and all that.
This is the most fun traversal I've ever played. It's just swinging and gliding, and it's so much fun, and it's so quick, and it's so seamless, and it's beautiful, and I could swing around New York for hours. I literally did. I swung around for a solid hour of my gameplay, just literally swinging around New York and just exploring, ignoring all the crimes, letting people die. I don't know, but like,
same.
It's so. I'm gonna say something that might be controversial. I don't think we say this a lot on the podcast. Insomniac is fucking insane, man. What the fuck? What are they doing over there?
I don't know, man. This just gets me more hype for Wolverine. This gets me more hype for Spider-Man 3.
The PlayStation 5 is only worth it because of Insomniac.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. From Ratchet and Clank to something like this, God.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What is every studio doing that Insomniac is doing something different? They have to be something. They're all on cocaine. I have literally no idea. Because they put out a game that has ray tracing in every mode. And it could run at 60, it could run at 40, it could run at 30. What the fuck? There's not a bad mission in this game.
No.
Everything is an improvement over the first game. Every single thing, which is shocking. My only complaint about the game is that it ended. I think also the title screen is bad. I think it could have popped up at the end of the Sandman fight when they were diving in the water. I think that would have been a better spot.
I don't even remember where it popped up.
It popped up after the Kraven introduction, when he was like, time to go to light the fires. And then it went to the sky and went, and then the logo for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I was like, that was kind of shit. But also, nothing's going to be as good as Ghost of Tsushima, so I guess, who cares? Yeah. But like, I don't think the story hit the highs of 1 for me, because I think that the Doc Ock story is such a personal story for Peter, and also like what the fuck they did with that and everything, and the thing that Genesis regrets every day of his life for ruining for me. He couldn't ruin this one. Couldn't ruin Spider-Man 2.
No way.
But like, everything else is improved. And when I say, like, the graphics are improved, I don't mean, like, oh, it's prettier. I mean, like, the density of New York is so insane.
Yeah, I saw that.
It is fucking nuts. Like, it just feels like I'm in a living, breathing city. And it's crazy how it feels that way. And the NPCs...
crazier, though?
What?
All the people who are going at that comment that somebody will make that it looks so much denser than the first game and be like, oh, no, it looks nothing like actual New York.
Oh, yeah. This is a fake New York. Like, if you look at anything like... Yeah, no, nothing's going to be New York. Also, this New York is happy. This New York has a Spider-Man. Yeah, this is a New York that has a Spider-Man, and there's good in this New York. Like, let's be honest. That's not New York. Also, the crowd density is insane. I don't know if you guys are on the TikToks a lot, but people have been standing near NPCs and just listening to their conversations.
All unique conversations.
Because the NPCs have like a 15-minute segment of dialogue just talking about shit. I heard one where it was like some lady talking about like how she was a nanny and she's been working that job, and it's just two actors riffing for like 15 minutes just put into the game because they were like, yeah, we got to fill this crowd, and it's just insane to hear the world, and it's so much fun. Oh my god. It's so good, guys. And the future is bright for Spider-Man. Honestly, it's a little dark because of how many bad things there's going to be, but like,
There's a lot of bad things that happen in this game, and going forward, there'll be a ton of bad things.
yeah. But DLC can be nuts, spin-off games. I don't want to say like, hey, I kind of wish for like multiple DLCs in a spin-off game on top of Wolverine, and then they're going to work on Spider-Man 3. But at the same time, Insomniac might be like, hey guys, we were bored, so we pumped out 7 more smaller games. It's like, what the fuck? Like 2 years from now, we're going to be playing like a Venom spinoff? Probably.
Maybe. Or a Carnage spinoff.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, there's so much shit. There's so much. It's so good. Every character goes through the same story arc, which sounds terrible. It sounds like, oh, I don't want that. But they're going through it in such a different way, and they all really end up in the same place. And it's just people trying to find like where they belong. Like, how do you do it's really all about balance, like Aunt May said in the beginning. Everyone's trying to find that balance.
They somehow managed to combine 2 different games, Last of Us and Spider-Man, into one.
Yeah. They also fleshed out his background. So people were like, I wish we got an origin story. Fuck off, we got one, kind of. Like him meeting Jameson for the first time, that was a great mission. Even the Mary Jane missions are good. One of them was annoying as hell, but also, I'm impatient. But, oh my god. Game is so good. It's so good.
What a game.
I was telling Genesis, this is my favorite incarnation of Kraven. It's my favorite version of Mr. Negative. It's my favorite of Peter Parker. It's my favorite everything. It's Venom. It's my favorite everything. Like, I can't believe that I'm getting a Spider-Man story that makes me feel like I've been a Spider-Man fan my entire life, and that's just not true. I've not been a Spider-Man fan my entire life. I liked the movie in 2002. That's kind of where I learned of Spider-Man. I watched the cartoon a little bit. I didn't really care for it. But, like, the Sam Raimi movie, I liked a lot. And then the second one, I fucking loved. And then the third one, I was like, I got a lot of issues with this. I remember being in the theater and being like, what the fuck's wrong with that butler? Why wouldn't he say to Harry that the fucking marks of the glider were I examined your father wounds on the night of his death, and it was from his own glider. Thanks, butler guy. Why the fuck wouldn't you mention that? I still have that gripe about Spider-Man 3. Because I remember being in the theater and being so mad. Being like, that's the stupidest fucking explanation for somebody to get over a vendetta. But then in this movie, they turn Harry Osborn into one of the most lovable characters. And they somehow sneak Agent Venom into this. They somehow sneak, like Genesis said, Scream into this. They got full-on Venom. They got the black suit story. This is the best version of Kraven. That's for sure.
You got stupid violence in this game. You got fucking Venom with wings. You got fucking... Oh my god.
We haven't even touched on Yuri and Wraith.
Oh.
We got the shit that happened in the DLC. They're like, it's not. Hey, we're not going to acknowledge that. No, fuck it. They acknowledged it and they ran with it, and then that leads into a whole Carnage thing. And it's like, what the fuck? There is so much here. There is so much here. It's a beautiful game. I love it.
I know it's not going to win Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate's probably going to win Game of the Year this year, but
Baldur's Gate is
strong.
probably going to win Game of the Year. I think you're right.
Yeah, it's a strong contender for Game of the Year.
It might win People's Choice for Game of the Year.
Really, really good game.
It is. I want to say shocking, but at the same time, it's Insomniac, and Insomniac has one of the best streaks going right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand anything they do because I do not know greatness like they do. But together, we will be greater. See what I did there? Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh man.
Plane of existence, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Also, everyone seems happy at that company,
like
and
demigods.
yeah, it's fucking nuts.
The things that they did in this game, you wouldn't have expected to happen, and you're like, wait, you're doing this, and this works, and it's actually really good. This is great.
Yeah, how many things have we talked about already? And we're like, we could talk about more Cindy Moon, Albert Moon. We'll fucking talk about Silk. Why not?
We could also,
Doc Ock coming back, final chapter.
Craven got his fucking head eaten by Venom.
Craven got his head eaten.
Venom just took a goddamn giant bite out of his head and ate the whole thing. Dropped his body.
I will say, Kevin, I thought of you when I was playing this game, because it reminded me of Uncharted 2. And it's very clear that this was heavily inspired by Uncharted because of all the set pieces that occur in this game. But there is a moment when Craven was on screen and he's talking, and I'm like, this is the Lazarevich of the Spider-Man universe. And I was so fucking excited that it felt like more Lazarevich. I was like, oh my god. And I was losing my mind. Because it was so good. It was so fucking good, man. It was so good. It's the best Spider-Man.
Gotta say, it's the best Spider-Man game.
It's the best Spider-Man. That's it. That's the end. It's the best Spider-Man. Yuri Lowenthal. Not G. Jeter. They're Peter and Miles. Yuri Lowenthal, especially as Peter, is fucking incredible. It's like it's such a solid choice for Spider-Man. And honestly, I think my favorite vocal performance I've heard this year. It's honestly incredible what he does in even small moments. There are flashbacks to like 15, 16-year-old Peter Parker, and the way he changes his voice is incredible because he sounds like a child, but at the same time, he sounds like a kid going through it, and his emotion still comes through, and he sounds like he's inexperienced. It's like this man has talent, and that is something I do not have when it comes to my voice. Like, it is fucking incredible. Whoever was like, Yuri Lowenthal should play Spider-Man, they deserve a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Because that is some of the best casting. That is like a Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man type of casting, if I'm honest, when it comes to down to a voice role. His voice is so good, I got used to the face model. That's how good his voice is. Like, oh, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Any questions? Comments? Concerns? Kevin, you got nothing?
No.
You always have questions. I'm shocked.
Oh, I have questions.
All right, go ahead.
Who wrote the book of the...
No! Yeah, Spider-Man, I give it 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
What?
Higher than I thought.
Now you have a question, Kevin?
Yeah, you high?
No. I'm a little low, if I'm honest. I think I give it a 9.5. I don't think I give it a 10. Because as high as I am on the game, it never got to the point of Spider-Man 1 for me.
But I think that's more of a personal thing, right?
Absolutely, it's more of a personal thing.
Okay.
And that's why my personal score, I'm giving it a 9.5.
Got it.
If somebody asked me what's a 10 game, I'd say this is a 10 game.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 9.8 personal score.
I'd round up to a 9.8, but I'm using the 20-point scale. I'm not using that 100-point scale. That's
My
too much.
only gripe was the Mysterium side mission.
Again, you did those too early.
Did him too early, yep, but I just didn't like him. Didn't like him. Everything else?
I liked the story. I didn't like the audio logs and how you had to sit on the screen and listen to them.
I didn't even listen to any of them.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh, dude, they're so worth it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's literally the employees talking about Mysterio, and it kind of builds up the suspense about what's actually happening. So it kind of keeps you guessing of, like, what's going to happen at the end. By the time you get to the end, you have an idea, obviously, but, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the audio logs, I think, are worth listening to. I think that... honestly, this game's easier to platinum than the first game. I think it's shorter than the first game.
25 hours?
Yeah, about 30. It was 29 for me to platinum it.
How long was the first one?
I think 40?
To platinum.
Yeah, I don't... It might have been a little longer. The platinum was easy, but there were a lot of backpacks, and every time you got a new thing to fight, you had to fight like 50 billion of them. Like
I will say, when symbiotes came out, there were a ton of fight always.
Yeah. But, like, the creative director was talking about, like, hey, this might be less content, but we think the quality of content outweighs the rest. Like, we don't need quantity to justify, like, hey, you did 5 hunts, like the hunter dens or whatever. Like, we could have 15 of them in there, but we had 5 in there because it kept it fresh. And I was like, yeah, honestly, it did.
I have a question.
What's your question?
So, would you prefer this shorter length of the game versus the first one? In terms of how much playtime and content you have to go through?
I'll be honest. I don't mind grinding as Spider-Man because I find the combat and everything a lot of fun. So I don't, but I'm like one of those people who doesn't mind like the Ubisoft open world games because mindless fun is still fun. And I think it still has a place. I don't know if I was playing this game and then if every collectible was like that, I don't know if I would have such a solid experience as I have now. I think if I was like, okay, yeah, and I've been playing it for 50 hours and I just got the platinum, I don't know if I'd be as high on the game as I am.
Yeah.
Just because it didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, do I want more? Absolutely I do. But you always want to leave people wanting more. Especially with a video game, like, you want to keep them interested. But you have to satisfy them. And I feel very satisfied with what I played. I feel like I got a fucking banger story. I feel like I have there's a beginning, middle, and end to Spider-Man 2, don't get me wrong. But, like, would I have preferred more? Absolutely, I would have preferred more. If they were like, hey, we could give you more, but the quality would drop. I mean, sure, but I'm never going to pick that over. Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, give me more that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, make what you want to make. Genesis, I don't know if you have a different opinion.
Well, I think I agree with you. The length didn't bother me too much. You know how I take my time with games and how I play them.
Yeah.
I'm a lunatic when it comes to how I play side missions, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yes.
crazy how many people complain about time length in the game. It's so annoying to see
Well,
for every single open world game that ever comes out.
a lot of people are like, you're spending $70 on a game that you're only going to spend 30 hours in. And I get when you hear that, you're like, fuck, that sucks. I just spent $70 and I'm only going to get 30 hours of fun out of it. But those 30 hours, I'm going to be thinking about and remembering for a long time. If this
Exactly.
was 80 hours or even 70 hours and I hated every moment of it, I would be pissed that I spent $70. Like I've spent $10 on a game that I spent 100 hours in, and I've spent $100 on a game that I spent. Well, for this one, I bought the collector's edition. It was $252 or something like that, and I spent 30 hours in this game. I will boot this game up and swing in it, and I will have a grand old time. And if there's DLC or when there's DLC, I will play the shit out of that, and I'll buy that. I don't care. Like the quality is so high that I can't be
Yeah.
mad at what I got. I went to a high-end steak restaurant, and I know I won't do it again for 5, 6 years. So I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Of course. Thanks for the question. Kevin, any questions? I'm assuming that's still no. All right.
No,
Genesis,
no
any
questions.
any final thoughts?
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
All right.
No final thoughts from me so far, other than the game is great. I recommend it to anybody who's even a just a fan of superhero games. Um, Play it. It's worth it. It really is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
Wait, why does he sound so low?
He's far away.
He's
I
like
won't
20
remember
feet away.
that's why.
Yeah, he's far away. He's got his hand and his foot in his mouth.
Oh, yes.
Get the herp.
He's got the herp. Yeah, I do also want to say, not to put games against each other, the world building in this game rivals the Arkham series. What Rocksteady did with fucking Batman and Arkham,
Hmm.
this game is doing that, sometimes on a completely different level, sometimes on the same level, but most of the time it's on a completely different level. Like it is incredible how much is like, this is their world and I'm living in it. Hell, even the Arkham universe has some issues with some stuff and like keeping all of it straight, but like incredible. Also, Arkham Knight still looks very nice.
Yeah.
Even though half that
Definitely
game is
encourage it's a PS4
garbage.
game.
Half that game is garbage. All right, Genesis, you want to lead the next one?
Yeah, 2 seconds here.
Ooh, more 2 seconds. It's always 2 seconds, even though he's never returned in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a solid 6.
Okay, 6 seconds. So the next thing Adam and I want to talk about, Loki. Okay, we have been in this show now, given what's happening with Loki. My God, this season is just an absolute crazy mess. And when I say mess, I mean it in a good way. I just want to know. I need to understand. Disney, how do you go from Secret Invasion to a gangbuster like Loki? And you keep us in suspense, you keep the momentum of the show up. You just don't drop the ball with this, and I don't understand how and why, but you just don't. From episode 1 till the most recent episode, just episode 4, this show has been a non-stop roller coaster of different things happening. From us seeing the future of what is going to happen to the sacred timeline and the time loom and all that, to the revelation of Kang, or He Who Remains, is the one who built everything in the TVA, and then us seeing Victor Timely, which is, I guess, that's the one who's going to turn into He Who Remains according to the original timeline. Um, God, there's so much going on. It's so crazy. It's so insane. How they don't get this wrong, but they fuck up Secret Invasion, I just don't get it. I understand it's different writers. You could probably explain the semantics of it to me, where it's different writers, different people producing these things, so different ideas and all that. I get it, but like, it's all coming from the same studio. It's just so hard to see that. And you're like, dude, you're making such a banging show here. What happened? You know? Um, but yeah, Loki has been absolutely insane. We can't wait for episode 5. Episode 4, we saw one of the biggest consequences I think happened so far in the timeline. Which I have a thought of that, but I'll tell it after you finish getting your thoughts out of the way.
All right. I mean, Genesis kind of summed it up pretty well for me. This show is incredible. Um, I don't even have to throw this incredible for a Marvel show. It's just an incredible show. Like, if you've never watched anything Marvel, I say watch Loki. Like, it's just such a good show. It's the humor in the first episode is shockingly well done, and then it carries on to the second, third, and fourth episode. But then the fourth episode has some of the darkest moments in the MCU, which is absolutely nuts. Yeah, the quality jump from this from Secret Invasion to this. Yeah, the semantics and everything. Somebody could explain it. It's weird how people who are in charge of the MCU can watch that show and then watch this show and go, yeah, both of these are good to put out. And it's just like, what is your brain what's happening to you? Like, are you okay? Do you need medical assistance? Because one is so good, and it's just so it's really good. It's really really good. Like, the writing is good. They follow that show don't tell rule. There's exposition, but it doesn't feel like too much. It's not forced. The acting is incredible by Loki, especially. Like, Tom Hiddleston is great. Owen Wilson is great. The one who plays Sophie sometimes is a little but B15, she's great. One of the standouts this season. Was a standout in the first season, but she's great in this one. Like, Miss Minutes, the voice acting of her is great. Like,
You
like,
meant Sylvie, not Sophie, right?
yeah, I did mean
Who the fuck
Sylvie.
is Sophie that you keep saying Sophie?
I think because Sylvie's a dumb name.
Ah, okay.
I've never heard of Sylvie. I've heard of Sylvia. So, but yeah, female Loki, she's kind of hit or miss, but I think they just didn't know what to do with her a little bit in the beginning. Like, she seems kind of torn. Also,
got her purpose now, I think, for what
they do have her purpose. I think she didn't know, like, where she wanted, like, what her character was doing. Because there's a couple moments where I'm like, she's not bad. She's just clearly not as good as everybody else in the scene. But it doesn't ruin.
Don't make much sense.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin the show in any way or form. It's just something I noticed.
Not at all. She's a great, companion to Loki.
Did you see the fan theory about her sitting on her truck and then that one kid that came out and said goodbye to her?
No, what theory is that?
People think that's a young Owen Wilson.
Oh.
because he's so shy around her and everything, and like, so people think somehow that's where Owen Wilson's character came from. Like that's the spot.
Got it.
I think it's just because like it's a young kid with blonde ruffled hair, but yeah, it's a cool idea. Yeah. Also, shout out to Ki Hai Kwan, who's playing OB in this show. Um, from Everything Everywhere All at Once, Oscar winner, Short Round, and Indiana Jones. That dude is fucking incredible in everything he's in.
He's
That
such
dude
a
is so good. He's so funny in that first episode. Everything he says is funny. The way he says it is funny. Like the him and that other guy like fanning each other, being like, "Oh my god, you read my guidebook? Oh my god, you wrote the guidebook? Please sign it." And then him just being like so matter of fact, like, "Oh no, oh we're still gonna die." Or somebody asking him, "Do you know if we can hack it? Wait, you know how to hack it? No, I don't know how to hack it. Oh, I don't know how to hack it either. We're still gonna die." Like, there's just so much with him. It just what a show, standout show.
It is an amazing, amazing show, especially when, like I said, they find Victor Timely. Miss Minutes put on this act with Victor, and this is a sentient AI. Okay, she knows so much than we have ever been led on to believe. Um, when she shows Renslayer the vision that before her memory got wiped of her standing in the place with He Who Remains,
Oh
um,
yeah,
and I was like, oh
what a
shit,
cool way
she's
to
still.
shoot that scene too. By the way.
Oh yeah, copy it and make it a miniature version and then show them.
Yeah, and then her watching it, it's like, what the fuck?
Also, good makeup on the zombie-fied Kang.
Oh, I think that was CG. I think that was just a
That
CG like body double standing thing.
I was half expecting the fucking zombie to start moving,
Nah, I didn't.
but yeah, there. I mean, listen, Jonathan Mayers, all the shit that you do, I get it. He's not the best person in the world, but at the same time, man, he is a good actor.
He is a good actor, and it's such a shame how good of an actor he is.
He is a good actor.
Because
It's
his small role in episode 3 and 4 is it's it's a little cliched, but at the same time you still like him.
so good.
And he stutters a lot, and then when he's like, time to be brave, it's the one time he doesn't stutter. And it's just like, fuck.
Yep, turns right into spaghetti.
Yeah, and then it just kind of goes all over the place. And then what the fuck's happening for episode 5 and 6? I don't know.
It's only 6 episodes, right?
Yep.
Fuck.
Hey, quality. Quality over quantity, I'll take it.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Loki's an absolute must-watch. Anybody who has not stepped into the Marvel universe yet, or who is a huge fan of the Marvel universe, absolutely just watch it.
Yeah, if you're not watching Loki, I would say it's the one piece of content on TV that you should be watching. Even if the MCU is like just ignoring this and doesn't even accept it all in, I still think it's worth watching because it's so incredible and it's actually moving what I believe the MCU story forward.
It
But
is
like,
because so the theory that not theory, I think they've confirmed this. I don't know. I have to look it up, I think, but they confirmed this. Sylvie's and Loki's original timelines have been pruned.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that, and I was like, that's not a rumor, that's actually confirmed, and everybody else is chiming in. Yep.
I'm curious to see what that means. Is that like a soft reboot for the MCU? Like,
I don't think so, because considering the movies we still have, it wouldn't make any sense to do that.
also Loki's original universe isn't Loki's original universe a branch universe? Because he was pulled out of the other one, and then he disappeared in that one. He stepped into a time thing, and then he was
I think
caught.
he's still part of Universe 616, right?
I don't know, because remember how they went back in time and they grabbed it, and then he stepped back and escaped? And then the TVA caught up with an escaped version of Loki, but in the original timeline, he would still have been in prison.
Correct. And then he would have eventually just be killed by Thanos.
Correct.
Maybe, I don't know
But
what
then this
version,
one has all of that one's memories.
because they showed him.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's. I guess he would still be from that timeline, but he's the alternate. I don't know. I don't know.
But, yeah, essentially their original timelines have been pruned. So they don't have anywhere else to go.
I mean, I don't care about Sylvie's timeline, if I'm honest.
Right. It's more Loki's, because that's the one we're invested in.
Yeah. Yeah, Sylvie's timeline, like her whole family arc and everything. I think she is the weakest part of the show. Like just her like her story. Like I never saw her as that much of a threat in the first season, and I think the only thing of importance she did was kill Kang. Or He Who Remains.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like the love story between the Lokis. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't think she's made an impact as much as any other character in the show.
OB's made a bigger impact.
I think B15 has made a bigger impact. She's fantastic.
She has a big part in this season.
Yeah, even in the first season, I think her character like started to grow towards the end, and I was like, oh, I like her.
Bradley Cooper, not Bradley Cooper, Bradley.
Oh, Brad?
Yeah, or X5 or whatever the hell his name
Yeah,
was.
something like that.
I didn't know where he was from until they explained it, and I was like, oh, he's the one who escaped and never came back.
Yeah, he was in the first episode. He's with he's the one that walks over to the Scottish lady and whispers to her in that meeting. And then she gets ready and then they leave. Also, shout out to that Scottish lady.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't agree with her, but you know what? I'm not doing that. And then they're like, all right, crush.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, it's weird watching a show where characters remain the characters that they are, and they're not just making decisions based on story. They're making decisions based on who they are as characters.
There's no plot armor.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's rare to see in a show.
There was another theory about, so clearly we're in a time paradox now, because the book only reaches Kid Kang because Renslayer listens to Miss Minutes to bring it over to Kang. But this is only when the actual TVA starts to fall apart. And people were saying that the only way to break the time paradox, or the loop, two different things, I'm sorry, in order to break the loop, is to have OB sign Kang's book and Kang sign OB's book, so that that inscription is in there and they don't forget essentially what happened, and that will disrupt because that it wasn't ever supposed to happen.
Confusing.
Also, the time paradox thing, this is one of the only few times that time paradox is acceptable to use, because there's already multi versions of Kang. This is fine. The time paradox works here, where it only happens because of the events that have already been set into place. That solidifies the theory of he knew every single thing down to when he died.
Yeah. I like that.
And even if he does, right? If that is a story they intend to go with, that is also an awesome story. I wouldn't mind that.
No?
That's a great story, because that just shows his power. Like, that's insane. That's an insane amount of power.
That's the thing. I trust wherever they go.
Oh my god, he is a incredible being of power. makes you kind of see Thanos in like a very small, fucking minuscule light versus this guy now.
Now that I do not see as of yet.
Right, because he hasn't been set up to that threat yet.
Hey, you could be like, this guy's more powerful, he has all of time. Yeah, but like, he hasn't really done anything, and 3 versions of himself have already died.
Yeah.
So, like, eh.
Yeah.
I still think that Thanos that they killed in Endgame is not as powerful as the Thanos that died in at the beginning of Endgame. Was it Endgame? Yeah, the beginning.
Yes.
Um,
Thanos at the beginning Endgame was way more experienced, way more powerful.
I think if you had the Thanos at the beginning of Endgame at his full power, fighting the Avengers, I think they still would have lost.
Yeah. I think you're right.
That's the thing. We're like, yeah, sure. Now, if fucking I need to see Kang take out that guy.
Kang needs to be introduced as this threat, which they've been doing very convoluted, like, because of Ant-Man Quantumania with all the variants that showed up of him. But we need to see him do like some actual damage. Like, he walks in and he decimates like a fucking portion of the Avengers, the MCU.
Yeah, because for him being like, a timeline's gone, like, great, like, that, what does that mean to me, though? Like, the idea of life. But seeing, like, the reaction of, like, B-15 and everybody else being like, those are lives, like, those are people. Like, that's nuts. But at the same time, the most I've been threatened by He Who Remains or Kang is when Loki was running around talking about him in the first episode, screaming like, no, that's He Who Remains, and then he reveals the wall of faces, and that was the only time I've been like, oh god, this man is I mean, we've said it earlier in the podcast, this man is like Craven, he's a threat.
Yeah, he is.
But so far the episodes have not made me feel that quite yet. But I feel like when he does finally show up, and if he ever does show up, that we will know he's a threat. Like,
yeah,
like they could do some crazy things with this.
Oh yeah, and yes, I think Loki is finally moving the MCU forward. All this setup, all this getting everything ready, all this stuff because they have so much stuff they have to do. I think this is finally moving the needle forward.
Yeah, I agree. Solid show.
Marvel, you just gotta keep making this quality. Let's see what the Marvels look like when it releases.
Yeah, final thoughts. Fucking, if these 2 episodes fucking catapult this, whoo, but again, I trust them. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about more of this.
And if they do somehow, like, God, you'd have to drop the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, you'd have to fumble it so hard that you get a touchback.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, must watch. I would agree, must watch.
Kevin just
what?
Nice.
I was like, what on earth is he? Oh, yeah, no, he went there. All right.
He did it. He made a sports reference talking about Loki. What a man. What a mighty good man.
Loki Boki.
Just gotta let that one sit for a second there.
Wow. Now that's all. Wait, anybody else have anything we want to talk about?
Any questions, comments, concerns about Loki first? Kevin, you got any questions?
Boki.
No.
All right. Desinoni, you got any questions about Loki Boki?
No.
All right, cool. All right. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Bungie's going layoffs.
Yeah, that's not...
8% of their employees, 100 people were laid off.
Yeah, it came straight from Bungie, not Sony.
Good.
Yeah, Sony didn't say to do it, but Bungie was like, we missed profits by 45%.
Also, they said they're not even giving them a full month of severance. It's like, hey, if you're laid off on the 30th, tomorrow last day, that's it.
Well, they gave it till the end of the month.
So if you're laid off today or laid off yesterday, today was your only day.
Yeah. Except health insurance, I think, goes a couple months more.
I think that's dependent on the state that you live in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That sucks.
New York
Yeah,
State
no,
has that.
like
Not every other state has that.
real
And
shitty
states like California.
of all of them. And then I saw a tweet by one of the industry people, and they were like, the people complained about Activision being bad for Bungie, and now people are starting to complain Sony's bad for Bungie. Hey guys, maybe it's just Bungie.
Yeah. Marathon got delayed to 2025. And
2024 was not realistic, let's be honest.
No, but it's still, they announced that, like, hey, it's...
I know, but come on.
And Destiny's expansion has now been delayed to June.
Good.
Pre-orders are down. Again, they missed. They missed their profit projections by 45%.
They missed.
How do you miss by that much?
Freaking runs over the car.
But also, okay, wow.
Must have fired all their analysts.
But also, some people were saying like there were a billion great games this year. Of course, nobody's touching Destiny right now. Like, who has time? And I'm like, shit, that's a good point. But yeah, big whoops. Good luck to everybody who's laid off. A lot of layoffs going on.
Yeah.
Need some lay-ons.
One of the best years for quality of video games, but at the same time, one of the worst years for layoffs. A lot of people getting laid off.
For the people making the video games.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
That Paradox.
What about Paradox?
Interactive.
Oh.
Interactive Paradox. Choose your own Paradox adventure.
That's enough about Loki.
Choose my ass.
What?
All
What?
Right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Any other topics, comments, questions, concerns?
I'd choose my ass anytime.
Choosing an ass. Revenue was down was 45%, not profit. For some reason, I was like, profit doesn't sound right. I have to look this up. Yeah, so it's revenue.
Oh.
So,
actually,
not good. Hey, real quick. RoboCop 73 on OpenCritic right now.
Nice.
73? That's a solid score.
Yeah.
That's a solid score. A lot of the reviews I saw, a lot of it called it serviceable.
Serviceable.
And honestly, that's about what I expected.
Huh.
And hoped for. Honestly, it's more than I expected. It's what I hoped for.
Well, I mean, if that's...
Anybody care about the Capcom thing?
What?
They've confirmed multiple times now that they expect to announce a major title before March of 2024.
What?
That's
left?
I have
Isn't it
no
supposed
idea.
to come out in March 24? Or is that...
Oh yeah, it is supposed to come out. Well, they have to. They have to announce it.
Right.
And come out before March 2024. Well, I don't know what the fuck they have left.
Yeah, that's...
A Resident Evil 5 remake?
Hopefully not.
Alright.
I don't think there's been enough time in between, and whenever they do that stupid bullshit is when they put out a garbage game, like RE3. Yeah, when they rush after such a successful release like RE2 Remake, they rush out RE3 because they're like, oh, we gotta scoop in all this money we just made from RE2, and then they reclaim themselves with RE4, and then they gotta take their time.
Okay.
Made a lot of money.
Alright.
They're chill.
Everybody excited that David Hayter It's back. The MGS
Back in what?
collection. The MGS
yeah.
collection, the Konami was like, hey, David Hayter, come in
Yeah.
and promote this. And David Hayter's like, this is only the beginning. So people are back into rumors about like MGS4 remake, and maybe they'll do a PS5 patch for MGS5 and they'll just change the voice to David Hayter. And because is it cheaper to get David Hayter to redo all the lines, or is it cheaper to re-up the license for Kiefer Sutherland's voice?
They changed his voice for 5?
What? Yeah, it's Kiefer
Oh.
Sutherland as Snake.
I don't know.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I never really played them, so...
Neither did I, but I remember that being like a really big thing about like people who were obsessed with Metal Gear being like, you can't fucking replace David Hayter, and then everybody kind of calming down when they were like, well, it's technically a different Snake, and it's like, Kevin, do you remember that pushback?
No, I don't.
You don't? You don't remember the
No.
David Hayter,
Oh,
Kiefer
I
Sutherland
don't
pushback?
follow anything Kojima.
That's fair. Genesis, you gotta remember
all
it.
Bad. All of it's
I
bad.
remember that absolutely. That was a
Okay.
big thing, that David Hayter and
He's even farther away.
Now he's even farther away. Hey, so far away for far too long. You know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright. Alan Wake 2 is another banger, apparently, so get excited for that.
Apparently.
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Alan Wake 2?
Huh?
What are your thoughts on Alan Wake 2?
It's a game.
Okay.
I thought you were excited for Alan Wake 2.
I mean, I guess. I'm not getting it.
Then you gotta play that to play Control 2, right?
No, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
said.
Huh.
Oh my fucking god!
For some reason, I thought you were excited for Alan Wake 2, like you were gonna play it. I don't know why.
Don't
That's
play
my
it.
bad. Were you really hyped when it was announced because you were gonna watch it? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that
it's
ever
gonna
came
be linked
across.
to Control too.
All right, Kevin, don't get mad at me because you're getting fucking pissed off at the game you're in. All right, let's
I
calm
am getting
down.
pissed off at the game I'm in. Shut up.
Kevin, we knew what was going on because you went. It was very subtle, and honestly, you had to be an eagle-eyed viewer to hear it,
There.
which makes no sense. Don't think about that, Decinoto. Shut
Kiss
your
my
mouth.
ass, you fucking piece of shit meatball fucker.
Oh my god.
What am I, a cat?
No, the meatball fucker was kissing your ass.
Oh.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm here
No,
now.
you're good. So
I
you're
hate
buying
these
Alan
enemies.
Wake 2, you said?
No.
No. I'm just kidding. All right. Cool.
No, I don't know. Like, maybe eventually when it's like cheaper. I have no time for more games. A and B. I don't know. I played the first one. It controlled like poo poo.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Boo-boo.
Poo poo.
Who knew that Remedy's
had no
best
problem.
controlling game would be called Control?
Yeah.
Wild.
Really. Like, I'm sure they fixed it, but like it did. It controlled like a brick. Great story, good game, but I don't know. I want the storyline. I don't really want to play through the game.
Yeah.
I just want to play Control 2, but I don't want to like miss out on anything that could link. Excuse me, link up with Control. So I'm gonna I'm gonna look at YouTube to find a video game movie of Alan Wake 2.
Oh, that's
Watch
already
that.
that's uploaded literally like 10 minutes after the game comes out for some reason. I don't know
Oh,
what
I'm
the
sure,
fuck. I don't know what the fuck people are doing.
Probably just data mining everything. or
Also,
something.
it's very funny when that happens and you watch one of them, and then sometimes some of those people do like cuts of gameplay in between just to show like how it progressed
Yeah.
to there. And sometimes their gameplay is so fucking bad that I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you,
How did you get here?
yeah, how
Yeah.
did you get here so fast? And it's just like I watched like some of the Spider-Man 2 cutscenes from a guy, and all of a sudden he's just getting his ass handed to him by every fucking character, and then all of a sudden it just cuts to like the next cutscene. And I've played the game, and I'm like, that's not how it gets there, but all right, I respect it. I respect it. Like, why did you even cut that in? Like, wild, wild.
Yep.
All right, cool, cool. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? I think that's it. Genesis, unless you got rumors. I don't think there's any rumors.
No, nothing rumors wise.
There's
Um,
never rumors. What the hell?
yeah, there's
I
just
think that's.
a lot of the rumors
I,
out are.
I think that's it for this year, right?
What?
Is there any other big games coming out other than the
Avatar,
Invincible, which I'm
that
hyped for?
game, the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
coming out this
Avatar
year,
is
isn't it?
that's a big one. Yeah, mostly that's the ones. That's the game of the year ones. That's the contenders, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't even like really think of anything else.
Gang stuff that's gonna come out.
I don't know. This year has been insane.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to like shortchange the year. I just
No,
mean,
I
like,
know.
I don't think there's anything at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this year's been insane. I don't remember fucking anything.
Yeah,
This year's been
like there's
insane.
Call
So.
of Duty, but
Yeah, I remember fucking years past, everything was November something,
oh yeah, yeah.
and now it's
And
like
there's just nothing for November this time.
now
There's
it
nothing
was
for December.
Now it's
this
like
year.
January, February, September, August.
January and February next year are fucking loaded.
No, February. It's end of January, all of February. Every year now is just a nightmare for any
I
game to
can't.
come out.
I know. I cannot wait for freaking January and February, dude. Alone in the Dark, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Helldivers 2.
There's so much. Helldivers 2, I'm nervous for you. But like
Why?
what it's around, who's fucking buying Helldivers 2 when you're playing everything else that's
Me.
coming out in February? Kevin, I know you, but like who? Who else?
Daddy over there.
Oh yeah.
Kevin, again, stop going with specifics about two people.
Poor people.
Oh, poor people. Okay, poor people. We'll see you February 38th. I don't know when it comes out.
February 10th? Something like
Yeah,
that.
38th.
Something like
Close.
that. February 12th to February 10th, something like that.
14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Kiss a diver if you're in hell.
Excuse me?
Holy diver, you've been down too long.
But yeah,
All
there
right.
you go. Crafton
Yeah,
Chat.
well, that's the show. I appreciate
did it.
everybody who stuck around to watch the show. You can catch us every Tuesday
All
at
zero
10:30
people.
Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/craftingachat, YouTube starting too late with 2 R's. See you guys next week. Same time, same place. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day, and don't get hand, mouth, and foot.
Hand, foot, and mouth.
Hand, foot, and mouth. I still get it wrong.
Sounds like he's putting his hand